This is the Folksinger. Today we're looking at major chords, the major chord C, which is C plus E plus G. That's the left hand, here's the right hand. And the major chord F, F, A, and C. And the major chord G, and we're thinking of them as being in the key of C, where C is the first note, and then the Ionian scale goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and the octave is C. If we take the 7 notes of the scale and add the 8th note, which is a repeat of the first note, then we can see that we have 2 kind of blocks of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. And within that we can see some interesting relationships. For instance, if you start on the first note, you have 2 steps to get to the 4th note. If you start on the 5th note, you have 2 steps to get to the 8th note. If you start on the 8th note, you have 2 steps to get to the 5th note. If you start on the 4th note, you have 2 steps to get to the 1st note. Now, why would that be helpful to us? Well, one way we can use these relationships is to think about how we begin songs. We don't usually begin by singing the words on the first beat of a measure. We don't begin with 1, 2, 3, 4. We begin with something like da da 1, 2, 3, 4. Da da 1, 2, 3, 4. So for instance, in Well, I Come From Alabama, we would go 1, 2, 3. Oh, I come from Alabama. Okay? So if we want to make that a little more fancy, instead of saying, I want to be here for 1, 2, 3, 4, I could say I'm going to start on the 5th note and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try that with just Well, I Come From Alabama. Well, I come from Alabama. You see? Now, if we get to the word banjo on my knee, the knee is going to require us to change to the 5th chord. Well, the 5th chord begins with that note, so we can go down like this, walking the bass. So we go, now to start the whole song, 3, 4, well, I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. Now back to the C, and I'm going to Louisiana. Now to the F, up to, and I'm there, my true love, and then my G4 to C. Oh, Susanna. Now I could walk down to the 1st chord. Don't you cry for, and then I have to jump me, 'cause I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. notice that sometimes I'm using a C in the second form, which is the first inversion, C in the second inversion. Here's the normal form for the C, and here's the first form for the G, second form and third, first for the F, second form and third. Now, putting all those together, we can walk the bass to come to the C, walk the bass to come to the F, walk the bass down to go to the G, and then we can walk down to the C. Each time we're thinking about 1, 2, 3, 4, and then walk 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then walk 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then walk 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then walk 2, 3, 4. And if we try to put those together, we'll get something like this. Well, I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee, and I'm going to Louisiana, my true love for to see. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me, 'cause I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. Now, we don't normally play it that way, but we can think about it in our minds. Oh, I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee, and I'm going to Louisiana, my true love for to see. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me, 'cause I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. So practice walking the bass to the F, to the G, to the C, to the F, to the G, and then back down to the C. Can add a little bit of fanciness to a beginner's attempt at a simple song.